Hey guys, welcome back to another video tutorial from Aditya Biologics. So guys, today we have got a very interesting topic to discuss on, and that is ELISA test, enzyme linked immunosorbent assay. Yeah, and in this video we are going to discuss about the overall concept on ELISA test, why it is done and when it is done, and what are its principle, and what are the types of ELISA. Yeah, the overall concept we will cover in this video, so stay tuned with the video. Okay guys, okay, so now let's move on. So guys, before moving on to the concept, so we need to have a basics of immunology here, that is what is antibody, antigens and all. Yeah, antigen antibody interaction and all. Okay, so now let's first discuss about the antibodies are actually, guys, nothing but tetrapeptide linkage. Yeah, also known as immunoglobulins, abbreviated as IG, are gamma globulin proteins that are found in blood and are used by the immune system to identify and neutralize foreign objects such as bacteria, viruses. Yeah, so guys, this is the basic concept for the antibody here, and this is the diagrammatic representation of antibody. Yeah, as you can clearly see, this is the tetrapeptide linkage, and here we have two heavy chains, two light chains, and they both are binded together by disulfide bonds. Yeah, this is the concept, and this is the antigen binding sites between light chains and heavy chains. Okay, here only the antigen will come and bind. Okay guys, so these were the basics. Okay, now let's move on. Okay, so now what are antigens? Antigens are a substance, any substance that when introduced into the body stimulates the production of an antibody. This is the basics. Okay, now let's talk about the immunoassay, a laboratory technique that makes use of the binding between an antigen and its homologous antibody in order to identify and quantify the specific antigen or antibody in a sample. Yes guys, immunoassay actually it is based on a principle of antigen antibody interaction. Okay guys, antigen antibody interaction. Guys, this interaction is very specific. Yeah, one particular antigen will only bind with the corresponding antibody only, not with other antibody. Yeah, this is the idea for antigen antibody interaction and the principle for immunoassay. Okay, now let's move on. Okay, now let's actually talk about the ELISA technique. What is ELISA technique? What is ELISA test actually? Yeah, so it is a biochemical technique used mainly in immunology to detect the presence of an antibody or an antigen in a sample. Okay guys, so guys, let's understand in a basic way, like if any patient have a active or passive infection in it, so in order to identify or detect the particular antigen or antibody in the serum, we do the ELISA test. Yeah, and what the advantage of ELISA test is, we can easily detect the presence of a particular antigen of a particular pathogen. Yeah, or antibody against that antigen, and according to that we can diagnose the infection and go for further treatments. So this is the basics, the idea for ELISA technique. Okay, now let's move on. ELISA is a highly sensitive test technique. Yeah, is a highly sensitive test technique based on immunological reactions, that is antigen and antibody interaction. Yeah, remember guys, very specific reaction it is, that combined with the specific reactions, yeah, of antigens and antibodies with the efficient catalytic action of enzymes on substrate. This is the idea here guys. Actually what happens is, in ELISA test, particular antigen or antibody linked with or labeled with enzymes are used. Yeah, labeled with enzymes are used. Now what are the enzymes? If you wanna know, then enzymes are alkaline phosphatase, yeah, and also horseradish peroxidase. We can you can know the names of the enzymes used, yeah, from anywhere, yeah, from Google or books as well. Now the main focus is to understand the concept here actually. Okay, And there are many kinds of substrate actually. Yeah, actually enzymes are mainly added corresponding to the substrate. Yeah, actually what happens is enzyme will react with the substrate and it will give a color change, and according to that color change we will identify the concentration, the quantity of antigen in a serum. Yeah, and which is mainly done with a uh, with a machinery actually, spectrophotometer. By knowing the optical density, it gives a optical density, and also we obtain a graph between the concentration and optical density, and by knowing the intensity of color change we can detect the concentration of antigen or antibody in the given serum. Yeah, so this is the technique actually, computerized technique. Yeah, machinery technique of knowing the concentration or quantity of antigen or antibody in a sample. Okay, we will go on it a bit more detail. Okay, no problem. Now let's move on. Okay guys, now let's discuss on the types of ELISA. What are the types of ELISA we need to discuss on? Okay, so guys, here you can see in a big picture the micro titer plate. This is the micro titer plate. Yeah, and this all ELISA test is done in a well actually. Yeah, these are the well. Actually there are total of 96 wells. This is one well, and in these wells only this overall interaction of antigen, antibody and enzyme takes place. Yeah, okay. So what are the types? The types are direct ELISA, indirect ELISA, sandwich ELISA and competitive ELISA. Yeah, and in this video we are going to discuss in a bit more detail of these two. Yeah, and the sandwich ELISA and competitive ELISA deserves its videos on its own, so I will make the videos on sandwich ELISA and competitive ELISA later on in another next video. Okay. Okay, so now let's discuss on direct ELISA first. Okay, direct ELISA, as the name suggests, direct ELISA. Yes, direct means something is going to happen here direct. Yeah, so now let's see what it happens actually. In a direct ELISA, an antigen or a sample is immobilized directly on the plate. Okay, and conjugated detection antibody binds to that target protein. Substrate is then added, producing a signal that is proportional to the amount of analyte in the sample. Okay guys, now let's understand what it says, what it means actually. So guys, this is the plate. Suppose this is the titer plate or well. This is one well. Yeah, actually first what happens is, at first antigen or a sample, suppose this is the antigen or sample, first binds with the base or bottom of this plate. Yeah, this plate is made of a polystyrene plate. Yeah, polystyrene, it is a polystyrene plate. Yeah, it is made of a polystyrene, and first what happens is the antigen or sample first binds with the bottom of this plate. Okay, and later on antigen antibody. Yeah, antibody specific to this antigen binds with it, as clearly you can see here. Let's see on another color. This is the antibody. Yeah, but the only difference is the, suppose, okay, let me explain it in more detail. Okay, so let us suppose this is okay, this is the antigen that is first attached. Okay, now this is the antibody. Yeah, this is the antibody, the specific antibody, and suppose this antibody is conjugated or bound with a specific or particular enzyme. Yeah, so here what you can see is the interaction between enzyme linked antibody, the enzyme linked antibody and antigen is direct. Yeah, is direct. Here only one antibody is working yeah, and that antibody is already linked with an enzyme, and this whole system of antibody linked with the enzyme combines or interacts with this antigen, yeah, with this antigen. So this is the concept here, guys. Yeah, since only one antibody is used in direct ELISA, they are less specific than sandwich ELISA. Yeah, so this is the technique of identifying the particular antibody is present in the serum or not. Yeah, this is a simple technique of knowing the antibody in a sample. Okay, guys. Okay. Okay, so this is the procedure of direct ELISA. Let's know it in a bit more detail. So here you can see antigen is coated onto wells by passive adsorption. Here you can see antigen is coated on a well, base of the well. Yeah. Okay. Now antibody conjugated with enzyme is added and incubated with antigen and incubation. Here you can see this is the antigen, and this is the antibody coated with enzyme binds directly. That's why it is called direct ELISA test. Okay, guys. If indirectly it is binding, then it will be called as indirect ELISA, which we will discuss in a bit more detail later. Okay. Now third step is substrate or chromophore is added and color develops. Yeah, now this is the system here. Now what happens is the substrate or any chromogenes, yeah, or chemiluminescent compounds, or any chromosome is added, then what happens is that chromosome or substrate binds with the enzyme and forms a product, and that product gives a color. What? And that gives a color. This whole system will color itself. Yeah, and by knowing the intensity of color, we know the concentration of particular antibody in a serum. Okay, guys, this is the basic idea, the basic concept here, guys. What happens is this is the enzyme linked antibody and antigen interaction, and then later on we will add a chromosome or substrate. This substrate will react with the enzyme and they form a product, and that product gives a color change in the system, and that is called that indicates that indicates a particular antibody in the serum. This is the basic idea, the basic concept. Okay, now let's move on. Okay, now let's discuss about the indirect ELISA. Guys, we have discussed the direct ELISA here. In direct ELISA, what was happened that the enzyme linked antibody was directly binding to the antigen. Yes, but here enzyme linked antibody will not directly bind with the antigen present at the bottom of the well. Here it will bind indirectly. How it happens? What are the procedure here? Let's see in a bit more detail. Okay. So guys, indirect ELISA. This is a very common and very important technique in ELISA. Yes, whenever we are talking of ELISA, we are mainly talking of indirect ELISA. Yeah, guys, it has a huge role, huge importance. Yeah, huge scope in immunology. Yes, the most famous is HIV test. Yeah, HIV test is mainly done through this type of ELISA. Yeah, and pregnancy test, HCG test, that is also done with this type of ELISA, and also the recent COVID test, antibody test, is also done with this principle of ELISA. Okay, now let's move on. The protein antigen to be tested for is added to each well of ELISA plate, where it is given time to adhere to plastic through charge interaction. Same here. In the well, antigen is kept and it is left for a while so that it can interact with the plastic, the polystyrene part, and adhere to it. Okay, now a solution of non-reacting protein is added to block any plastic surface in the well that remains uncoated by the protein antigen. So what it is saying actually, guys, here, suppose this is the base of the plate and here is our antigen. Yeah, here also antigen, here also antigen. Okay, and here you can see there are gaps. Here are the gaps. Yeah, gaps. So it needs to be blocked. If it is not blocked, then further whenever the antibody is coming, then it will bind here. Yeah, and that is not a suitable or effective condition. So to avoid that, it is blocked. This part is blocked, so that the other protein other antibody will not bind here. This is the idea. Okay, now let's move on. Then the serum is added, which contains a mixture of the serum antibodies of unknown concentration, some of which may bind specifically to the test antigen that is coating the well. Okay, guys. And after that, what happens is the serum is added, serum containing antibody of unknown concentration that we are about to find is added in the well. Here in the well, this was our antigen, and here the mixture of antibodies are added. This is primary antibody. Yeah, this is what? Primary antibody, because it is added for the first time. Antibody is added, and this will bind with the this particular antigen. Yeah, okay. Now afterwards, a secondary antibody is added, which will bind to the antibody bound to the test antigen in the well. This secondary antibody has an enzyme attached to it. Got or not, guys? Okay, let me make it more clear. Here, guys, you can see here. Suppose this is the plate. Okay, this is our antigen. Here, at first, primary antibody will bind. This is our primary antibody. Okay, and later on, secondary antibody will also bind. Secondary antibody will also bind, and it will bind like this. Secondary antibody. Let me make it more clear. This is suppose secondary antibody. A secondary antibody is attached with the enzyme linked to it. Yeah, enzyme linked to it. This is the primary antibody directly attached to the antigen. This is the secondary antibody that is attached with the primary antibody here, and secondary antibody is linked with the enzyme. Okay, guys. So what we are seeing here is the antibody attached with the enzyme is indirectly interacting with the antigen, isn't it? Because in between them the primary antibody is interacting. Getting or not, the guys? This is the concept. That is why it is called indirect ELISA, because antibody associated with the enzyme is binding or interacting with the antigen indirectly via primary antibody. This is the idea, this is the concept, guys. Okay, and we will see in a bit more detail. Let's move on now. Okay, now a substrate for this enzyme is then added. Often this substrate changes color upon reaction with the enzyme. Okay, the color change shows that secondary antibody has bound to primary antibody. Same concept, guys, which strongly implies that the donor has had an immune reaction to the test antigen. The higher the concentration of the primary antibody that was present in the serum, the stronger the color change. Often a spectrometer is used to give quantitative values for color strength. This is the idea, this is the concept, guys. After binding of the, okay, let's take it in another way. After binding of the antibody bound with enzyme with the primary antibody, and this primary antibody is binding with the antigen. Yeah, okay, so this is up to the concept here, guys. Okay, now what happens is we will add this substrate. Yeah, there are many substrate. Yeah, and there are many substrate, and they are like orthophenyl diamine dihydrochloride, yeah, or paranitrophenyl phosphate, and there are many substrate actually. Yeah, and the substrate is specific for the enzyme. What are the type of, which type of enzyme is used? Okay, when substrate is added, then this substrate will react with the enzyme, and they will give a product, and that product will bring a color change in the system. Yeah, color change in the system, and this color change strongly implies that the donor had an immune reaction to the test antigen. Okay, and this color change is detected by optical density. Optical density means the color change is intense or not. If it is intense, then how much it is intense, and comparing with the standard graphs and charts, we can clearly know the concentration of particular antigens or antibody in the serum. Okay guys, so this is the very important concept. Got or not? Yes. Okay, now let's move on. Okay, now let's see the indirect ELISA figurely, diagrammatically. Okay, here you can see this is the antigen. Yeah, antigen bound with the plate here. Okay, same here. Then it is washed. Actually here you can see it is washed. There are free antigen here, and after washing, the free antigen gets washed and only bound with the plate bottom uh, remains, and after to that antibody is again added, primary antibody is added, and the antibody is specifically bind to the antigen, and again it is washed. Yeah, here also washed, here also washed, it is washed, and the unbound antibody gets washed away. Yeah, and we get this result. Yeah, antibody antigen interaction specifically. Okay, now later on what happens is secondary antibody is added. What? Secondary antibody is added, that is linked with an enzyme. Okay guys, now the enzyme linked antibody will interact with the primary antibody. Yeah, after leaving for some time, it will interact with the primary antibody, and then it is again washed. Now again washed, and this is our final product. What? Secondary antibody binding with the primary antibody, and primary antibody binding with the antigen. Means enzyme linked antibody is binding with the antigen here, the red dots, indirectly. That is why it is called indirect ELISA. Okay, and later on substrate is added, and then color change occurs. This is the yeah, then color change occurs, and after the study of the color change, and by comparing with the graphs, we can clearly know the concentration of antigen or antibody in the serum, or which type of antigen and antibody is present in the serum. Okay guys, and this is our typical micro titer plate. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so let's see the procedure in a bit more clear way now. At first what happens, antigen is coated on 2 wells by passive adsorption and incubation. Okay, second, primary antibody is added and incubated with. Okay, now anti-species antibody conjugated with enzyme is added and incubated, that is secondary antibody is added, and then at last substrate and chromophore is added, and color develops, and the color is compared, studied later. Okay, this is the idea, this is the concept, overall concept of indirect ELISA. Okay guys. Okay guys, now let's see the comparative study of direct and indirect ELISA, what actually going on here. Okay, so direct ELISA, as you can clearly see here, the antibody bound with the enzyme directly binds or interacts with the antigen here. Yeah, this is the concept for direct ELISA. For indirect ELISA, you can clearly see here, secondary antibody which is bound with the enzyme is binding with the primary antibody, and this primary antibody is binding with the antigen. Means here the antibody bound with the enzyme is indirectly binding with the antigen. This is the idea for indirect ELISA. Yeah guys, and rest the all the procedure, substrate adding, color change, are all same. Yeah, this is the idea. And later on, at last what happens is the reaction is stopped. For both cases the reaction is stopped, and it is taken into the spectrometer, where the intensity of color changes are studied, that is optical density is studied, and graph is obtained, and the graph is compared with the standard graph. Yeah, the standard known graph, and by comparing the and studying both the graphs, we can clearly know the concentration of particular antigens or antibody in the given sample or serum. So guys, this was the basic idea, the basic concept, the very important principle and concept and idea of overall process, principles of direct ELISA and indirect ELISA. So I hope you got the concept here up to here now. Yeah, so thank you. If you have any queries regarding the both the techniques, direct or indirect ELISA, you can comment in the comment section. Okay, okay guys, so for today this much only. Bye bye, thank you.